welcome Chief Executive Officer of ConnectWise, Jason Magee.
All right. It's good to be back. Good afternoon, IT Nation, and welcome to Secure 21. So I can sum up the last 18 months as being a bit chaotic or a cluster. Without listing all of the reasons, I could say the pandemic was just one of many. With all we had going on and the distractions, and I mean the distractions, we have provided a perfect storm for the threat actors to thrive. Don't listen to me, just look at all the media outlets. Cyber and ransomware attacks are everywhere. They're increasing at a higher frequency than ever. We're all at an increased risk. Today, those cyber criminals are moving at a breakneck pace. So we must all work together to tackle the challenges that they present us head on. We're dedicated here at ConnectWise to provide the right tools, training, and support that you and your teams need. Maybe you aren't sure where to get started or how to get started with cybersecurity, or you're already considering weaving cybersecurity into your offering to your customers and just need that partner to help you sell. No matter where you are in your journey, we'll help you get started and continue to help you grow, and you'll hear more about that later. Last November at the Virtual IT Nation Connect, you heard Craig and I discuss the silos of chaos. So it's only fitting that this year's theme at Secure is controlling the chaos. Throughout the course of the event, you'll hear from experts on how to control your chaos. You'll hear more about how we're here for you from Craig, Jay, Wes, Natalie, within the next hour, and many more over the next couple of days. So please make sure that you attend, put your action plan in place, and get your cybersecurity chaos in order. Look, there's momentum happening. There's progress. There's commitment from you all. The IT communities, MSP geek community, the IT nation, we're here today making a huge commitment on how to ensure your clients are secure. Let's take a look at some of the momentum and progress and commitments you all are making as we speak. More than 8,000 of you have participated in the IT Nation Certified program. This is since April of last year. That is truly impressive. Your customers, your prospects, they thank you. We have 2,300 attendees, both in person and virtually, here at Secure this week. What dedication and commitment that is. We're expecting 500 of you to participate in the Capture the Flag scavenger hunt activity this week. Thank you. And we know that 80% of SMBs globally rely upon businesses like yours for their cybersecurity needs. Remember the ISAL? Now the CompTIA ISAL? Well, now there are over 1,200 members, and they have issued 500 threat intelligence reports to those members, and just wait to see what CompTIA brings about on this front. Stay tuned. For all of those reasons and many more, we've all said it, you're the heroes. You're the heroes to your clients. The ones that stuck with them when the world was seemingly flipped upside down. You helped them grasp new ways of working, and although moving a workforce to a remote model had its challenges and had to happen overnight, you made it as secure as possible. Everyone thanks you for that. ConnectWise will continue to work with many others to ensure you have the solutions you and your customers need to get protected, and as importantly, stay protected, to fight back. It will take an army. With over 5,300 technology solution providers partnering with ConnectWise today for their cybersecurity needs, our dedication and continued innovation, and with the acquisitions of companies like Perch and Stratezen, we're making moves to be one of the largest cybersecurity providers in the TSP space. Speaking of those acquisitions, the enhanced capabilities they provide will enable you to control the chaos, make sense of all the alerts and activities that are happening with your clients, empowering you to take rapid action and to focus on the ones that matter most. We're also, at ConnectWise, working hard to move all of our offerings into a single platform. Our vision is that you have one place to work, where RMM, PSA, and your cybersecurity tools are all in one place, where you have the opportunity to leverage the security tools within our ecosystem, all of which work together. On top of that, you have the support of hundreds of SOC analysts, our expert services around security. We're also committed to aligning our cybersecurity strategy with the TSP's community current and future needs. Again, the MSP geek community, the IT Nation, and many others. So I'm excited to announce Rafael Marti has joined ConnectWise team as the Senior Vice President of Product Management for Cybersecurity. Rafi brings more than 20 years of cybersecurity industry experience across engineering, analytics, research, and strategy to ConnectWise. With his leadership, we will be well positioned to continue to help our partners achieve success. Not to mention, we are hard at work integrating multiple third-party backup disaster recovery vendors into our platform, a comprehensive BDR offering called ConnectWise Recover Complete. ConnectWise Recover will give you a powerful service management console to simplify how you monitor and manage all your BDR solutions in one place, saving you time and money. Think about that, saving you time and money. You'll also have access to NOC services, again, our expert services at ConnectWise, if you so choose, so that you don't need to dedicate a full-time resource to those daily backup tasks. All right, so it's important to us that you have full access to the tools in our arsenal that are enterprise level, but that your SMB clients can embrace, afford to invest in, and more important, easily adopt. Remember, you don't have to go at it alone with cybersecurity. We have a lot of the solutions, people, and resources you need to best serve your customers. You'll get to explore many of the ConnectWise solutions and many of our third-party partnerships and vendors and meet many of those people that can help you here this week at Secure. Make the most of this opportunity, and thank you, IT Nation. Enjoy Secure.
Please welcome Chief Customer Officer of ConnectWise, Craig Fulton.
Oh, man. Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah, look, it's great to be here. Jason's right. There's no denying it. Things are more chaotic than ever. Right? One thing I know, you can't eliminate chaos. When I was in college, I geeked out on chaos theory, studied it. Can't eliminate it. But here's why chaos happens, right? It's because of change. Change is constant. Right, for us, it's the change in people, the change in the tools, the processes, the customer demands. You just have to get control of it the best you can. Right? And when it comes to cybersecurity, one thing I've learned, you will never stop the threats. You just have to be prepared. And being good at cybersecurity is about being prepared, identifying and reducing risk. So what is the chaos we're talking about? You probably heard us talk about the silos of chaos. Jason mentioned it. When we were selling you our software, we talked about it. We've been talking about it for so long, I think we trademarked it in 2001. So this is our thing. We like chaos. We like to eliminate it. Because back when we talked about this before, it was about the chaos that happened in your business, right? The different functions, sales and marketing, service delivery, service support, billing, finance, managing the business became very chaotic. The silos have formed. We work with you to find operational efficiencies, right? This chaos is different. It's expanding because of cybersecurity, right? This chaos is your customers, that human element. I've been one time I clicked an email that said, hey, you need to log in and check your PTO balance. That's important to me. They tricked me. You have the cyber frameworks, right? And that's very chaotic. There's so many different ones. There's governance, regulation that comes with that. There's all these new solutions and a whole bunch of new acronyms, SIM, EDR, XDR. You have to manage your BDRs. You got firewall. You have all this stuff, right? Very chaotic. There's the threats that are out there. And then the media, they're helping, right? They're pros at creating chaos. You have to be prepared. So ask yourself, how prepared are you? And that's why we're here, right? We want to help you reduce that risk. All right, why is this important? It's important because the threats are increasing in size, they're increasing in complexity, and more importantly, frequency. We see this all the time. Partners are calling us, right? We know this is, and we see it in the news too. Jay is going to talk about that in a minute. And look, this chaos of the solutions, not one size fits all, right? Every customer has a different risk profile, and you have to figure that out and then design the solution to deliver to them. Very chaotic. But as Jason said, we're investing in those solutions because we understand your business. We've been doing this together for a long time. We want to make sure that you can get the job done. Protect yourselves and protect your customers, right? And here's the reality of software solutions, okay? They're usually built with enterprise business needs in mind. They're priced and packaged there, and then they try and bring it to our market, and we struggle, right? But ConnectWise, we change it up all the time. History repeats itself. We've picked the enterprise-grade solution, and we're pricing and sizing it, coming together, enabling you so you can control this part of the chaos, the solution chaos. All right, the other part, we've been talking about this so long, the talent chaos. And some of you I talked to in the pavilion yesterday, you've got more than just cybersecurity chaos, right? There's a lot of talent challenges. I keep hearing all my senior engineers going here, and right, you got a lot to deal with there. And we've talked about it on this stage. I think 3 years ago, I think we were in this building and we said, look at all these job shortages in cybersecurity. And I know some of you ran off, told your friends and family, you should get a job in this. There's gonna be money there. We're starting to see what the talent chaos is doing. And there's some opportunity there. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you have to ask yourself with the talent, how do I attract this? How do I build it? How can I retain it? Or do you partner with it? Shameless plug, ConnectWise, we have expert services for this. Everyone's dealing with it, right? It's creating an opportunity. Let's talk about what that is. Because we know cybersecurity is steering our industry. It's steering technology services. And we've seen changes before. We love to talk about, I find when I talk to techies, I'm a former techie, we like to talk about the past. And I know some of you have been doing this a long time, 20, 30 years. It was really about 15 years ago we dealt with a big change, right? About 15 years. If somebody wants to debate this with me at the bar later, let's do it. Gather around. Managed services really started to take off. And it happened because small businesses really saw the need to have technology so they can compete, grow, right? And I know and some of you are going, no, I've been doing this longer, way back in the 80s. I know like doctors, lawyers, accountants, they were adopting managed services a long time ago, but it was really 15 years ago we started to take off, right? And like I said, history repeats itself, right? This is when ConnectWise saw a need to bring an enterprise-level solution like RMM into a PSA so that you can manage your business and your customers' technology in one place so that you can keep them up and productive. I know virtual attendees are tuned in. Up and productive, okay? That's important to understand. Because look, we're doing it again. This time the game is cybersecurity. We're bringing those solutions in because we want you to not only keep your customers up and productive, but protected. Okay? This is not the first time. I keep saying it. It's not the first time we talked about this, right? Not the first time we've talked about business transformation in cybersecurity from this stage. It's as if we had a crystal ball.
For instance, you got ConnectWise. What we've done is we've made an investment in lab tech because what we see is we see the need for a quoting tool, an RMM tool, and a PSA tool to converge.
We've made a lot of bold predictions from this stage, right? You've heard it.
Our friends at Service Leadership did some research. 70% of the folks they surveyed plan to do M&A acquisition in the next 5 years. So if you look around,
I wanted to point out managed security, though. Look at it. It's growing at 17% cumulative annual growth rate. That's the fastest growing part of our marketplace right now. It's the place that I am encouraging you to diversify and to take your skill set beyond where it is today and start getting into cybersecurity.
You see that? Look, we talked about that 3 years ago, right? We made some bold predictions, and we said things like you should build MSP Plus, how that should be structured in your business, transform around cybersecurity services. Look, I'm no fortune teller. I'm no wizard, at least not since high school. But when I can look into this and I can see the future. It's cybersecurity services. It is the most important thing that you can be doing in the world right now. The number one most important thing. And when I look there, I see all of you that have come here and you've dedicated your time. You have found your version of success. Here, MJ, you want to try and catch it? It's only about 30 pounds. Just kidding. Tough crowd. Okay. Maybe I need some political jokes. They said, don't do those ever again. You remember 5 years ago? It was perfect timing when we had a keynote the day after Trump won. I'm like, this is perfect for me. So much material. Look, the future is cybersecurity. Again, the most important thing you can be doing. Okay? But I said there's opportunities. You're thinking, okay, where's the opportunities? You keep saying there's some, and this is why I've come here. I've been busy running my business. Tell me what they are. The chaos of the solutions and the chaos of the talent is bringing mid-market and enterprise-sized customers to you. Right? They're calling on you. They have the same challenges, and they're looking outside their business for help. If they're not calling you, call them. Start to build awareness that this is what you do. Again, yesterday I was talking to some partners in the Solution Pavilion, one saying, yeah, I've got this big company in my community coming to me. I don't know how I'm going to manage a relationship like this. I've never had one, right? I'm used to building trust with smaller businesses. Can I meet their demands? Do I meet their expectations? Do I have the right compliance? See, so many questions. That's why you're here. You have to be purposeful. You have to go after these clients. This is a big opportunity for you, IT Nation, and you have ConnectWise, us, to help you every step of the way. This is your community. The leading IT community in the world. Use it. All right, at ConnectWise, we partnered with Vance & Bourne. Very recently, we conducted a survey. We found that 79% of small businesses, right, small, medium businesses, believe that they're going to be the target of an attack in the next 6 months. That's opportunity. All right? Take the next couple of days, learn from the experts that are here. How are you going to price, package, market, sell, deliver, support, build, transform your business around cybersecurity services? That's why you're here. Let's do it, okay? And you're saying, yep, okay, how? How? Most common question I've gotten in 15 years of ConnectWise, how are we going to do it? We've got some exciting announcements to talk about on this stage, some amazing innovations, so let's just get to it. I want to introduce my friend, Vice President of Cybersecurity Initiatives, onto the stage, Jay Ryerse.
Thank you, Craig, and welcome, IT Nation. Whether you're coming in this afternoon live from Europe, from Australia, ANZI, we're glad you're here. And thank all of you for spending time investing in your future. Now, I really should say congratulations, because it takes a little bit of effort, to one, travel outside of a pandemic, and then two, to invest the time and effort to really dive in and understand. So I'm proud of you, I'm excited for you, and again, thank you for being here. Now, it wasn't that long ago that I was in the crowd. I had an MSP, and I remember when we were going from break fix to managed services. And I heard Craig and Arnie and so many others talking about these things you got to do and how you're going to do it. And it was chaotic. It was crazy. I mean, there was like, how am I going to do this? So I worked with my peers. Asked a lot of questions of our peers, a lot of dumb questions of ConnectWise. And we were able to actually grow and build that business and really execute on not only MSP, but ultimately cybersecurity. Now, I remember some of those dumb questions because I get to relive those on a regular basis. People remind me of them all the time. But what I remember most importantly was my first MSP customer. It was a small trucking company. There were 15 employees. And over the next 10 years, we took them from 15 employees to 2,300 employees in 35 states, and we were their service provider. You know, cybersecurity reminds me of that 10, 11, 12 years ago. The difference is, back then, we had this really cool thing called SneakerNet. Some of you guys know it, right? This is where good IT people, for whatever the reason, can't manage remotely. So we go on site, we run around, and we fix stuff. And as good IT people, we could do that. That was easy. But let me tell you, cybersecurity, you cannot just jump in feet first and make it up as you go along. Okay? It won't end well for you because what you don't know will hurt you. So I'm curious though, how many of you have clients that believe that you already offer cybersecurity? Show of hands. Yeah, and virtually a bunch of you just did this and absolutely said, yeah. And why is that? I mean, some of you, you offer some of the basics, but you really haven't gone all in on security. Yet your clients think you do it. Probably because if it plugs in, if it has blinky lights, my MSP owns that, and that must include security, right? But we haven't had the tough conversations with them to tell them otherwise, or tell them what good security is going to look like specific to their business. Now, it's fascinating because when we talk to partners on a regular basis, we actually hear from them, Jay, I'm afraid to talk to my customers. Because if I tell them that we don't do all the things that they need for security, they're going to fire me and go find somebody else. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you don't tell them and you don't do that, they're going to fire you anyway. That's going to happen. We're already seeing partners lose customers because they have not engaged in cybersecurity. Now, ultimately, I'm going to tell you, no longer can you live by those excuses. It's time to actually move forward and push. But it's not just ConnectWise telling you that. It's just not just me from the stage up here today. Analysts have been writing about it for years. Gartner, IDC, and so many of the other magazines have been saying, hey, 2021 is the year of cybersecurity. Your clients know it. You know about it. It's happening out there. We've seen the recent attacks. We know what's happening in the marketplace, right? Some of you have read the president's executive order on cybersecurity. Now, there's a trickle-down effect there. I'm not saying it's going to impact all of us tomorrow. It's not. But they definitely call out third-party risk, and they aligned it to managed service providers, which, by the way, is all of us. So we have to solve for that, right? We got to figure out what this is going to look like. Now, from my perspective, our team's been working hard behind the scenes, helping enable our security community. All of our partners you're now engaged whether you like it or not. We've written the MSP Plus cybersecurity framework. We've written the playbooks to help you understand what good security looks like. We've been delivering the IT Nation Certify Fundamentals and now Advanced courses to help teach your team what good security looks like. Jason mentioned more than 8,000 people have gone through those classes in the last year, and they're free. But if we didn't know it, you wouldn't have engaged. So we even built this conference specifically for you. We took the best of RSA, took the best of Black Hat, brought them together and aligned this event specifically to help the MSP and TSP community start to see and understand what cybersecurity is all about and what it's going to look like. And the reality is, over the next few days, especially if you're here in person, you've got a chance to spend time talking with other cybersecurity professionals. Talk to the speakers, talk to our teams, right? Talk to everybody else that's here to learn what's happening in the space so that you can improve what it is you're about to deliver to your customers. Ultimately, it's the chance for you to actually sort through the chaos that you're going to experience. So when I talk about controlling chaos, from my perspective, I actually look at it from the different personas or people inside your organization. You know, the owners, the technical staff, your sales and marketing teams. And look, you're all focused on getting cybersecurity right? I hope you are. And Jay's looking at me like, I don't know, are we? But the reality is that we need to understand what that looks like so that you can help start to organize that thought process. So let's review what we hear from you on a regular basis. So owners, let's start with you first. You're focused on managing risk to your business. You own the risk. If your MSP falls victim, there's nobody else to look at but yourself. You are the data owner, you are the ones responsible. And heaven forbid that one of your clients gets hit because you fell victim and they used your tools to execute attacks against your clients. If you're not focusing right now as owners on protecting your house, then at a minimum, stop by the Genius Bar and talk to our team and they'll give you some places to start. We'll give you the knowledge. You have got to secure and protect your own business before you can ever help your customers. It's kind of like the safety presentation you get before you fly on a plane. You know, and the flight attendant talks about the mask falling from the overhead console in the event of lost cabin pressure. What do they tell you to do? Put it on you first. Your MSP is no different. You must protect your own business first. And I cannot drive that home hard enough. I have too many conversations with partners with good intentions that didn't execute well. And I get it, that there's other challenges. How do I build it? What does it look like? What's my stack? How do I package and price it? What are my margins? How do I operationalize it? How do I account for the labor? But the reality is, you can't afford to fall behind your competition by not acting fast enough. Now, I get it. You come to these events and we get all kinds of great ideas. Right? We're going to give you a few from stage. You're going to learn them in the breakout sessions. We all have good ideas. What I need you to figure out in the next few days are what are those actionable good ideas that you can go execute on, that your team can implement right away to help position your business correctly and at least in a better position for cybersecurity. Service delivery teams, you're not off the hook. Because we all know that if your MSP falls victim, who's your owner going to blame? No one wants to admit to it, but we know what's going to happen, right? It's going to come right back to your team. So we've got to help you start thinking about what security looks like. And of course, what goes in your stack? Where does compliance fit in? What's the impact of labor to deploy these tools? And matter of fact, by a show of hands, it's hard to see up here, but how many of you have engineers for your MSP and TSP that are sitting around the bench waiting for the next service call to come in? I think I see like one half hand, a couple of other hands. The reality is that your teams are already highly utilized. So how are you going to leverage them to go build your security practice? So you're going to have to invest in time, talent, and treasure to actually build this practice out. And so as engineers and analysts and even service managers and leaders, you're thinking about the priorities for your business. What's truly most important? I'm thinking about things like 15 to 25 products to help close all the gaps. Each product comes with a new portal, more logs, more noise, more threats that your team has to deal with and start to correlate data, and how do you prioritize one over the other? Right? That's the chaos that you're getting and the noise that comes from all of that. So how is your team going to handle the chaos? Well, for me, it starts with training. Do what you can to level up your team. And don't misinterpret my view on this. You have some of the best engineers in the world. I've talked to them, I meet them on a regular basis. They are smart, they are educated, they are efficient, and they care about what they do. But when I think about cybersecurity and IT, they're in two different swim lanes. Same pool, but their view on the world is a little bit different. And you've got to make sure you're accounting for that. Now, when I'm thinking about this from your perspective and trying to help you align thoughts, I'm going to help you keep it real. Like, this is the chaos and responsibility you already own, and you're just getting started. Coming at you now is going to be privacy, zero trust, rethinking cyber resilience. All these are relevant in a go-forward strategy. And as technical leaders, you must align your tools and resources towards simplification. Leverage tools like Perch, consolidate consoles, Integrate all of your security tools back to that single pane of glass as quickly as you can. Ultimately, your team's maxed out, so you got to figure out how you're going to do that. Obviously, ConnectWise is here to help. Now, I did not forget about those of you that are in marketing and sales. See, the reality is that you keep hearing there's this big opportunity in cybersecurity. It's a big opportunity in cybersecurity if you're actually paying attention. But this is a reality that we live in, and yet you haven't found ways to capitalize on it yet. You maybe had some small success, maybe you put some initial solutions in, but you aren't really engaging with the clients at a level that you need to. To help best explain the history and the story behind why there's an opportunity, we just completed our third Vanson Bourne study. 77% of the SMBs plan to increase their spend in the next 12 months. Okay? This research was done in March and April of this year, over 700 SMBs. We've done it 3 years in a row. 1 year is cool. 2 years, fascinating. 3 years are trends. Okay? These trends are actually here for you to capitalize on. 92% of the SMBs surveyed would change service providers to get the right cybersecurity. And listen to this, on average, they would pay 34% more. But some of you are saying, well, my clients won't pay more. I'm telling you, they will, but you have to have the right conversation. And truly, now is your time. So, your clients are not only worried about cybersecurity as a whole, they're worried about protecting their cloud data. They're wondering what you're doing to truly secure their users, their newly minted remote workforce. And they're curious, ultimately about what this conversation should look like. And so I'm here to tell you, you need to spend more time talking to the impact of cybersecurity in their data aligned to the business objectives and the values of the company. Okay? Very carefully, it's not a tools conversation. Okay? We don't have a tools challenge, there's plenty of tools out there. And most of your clients are not running their business waiting for the newest, latest, greatest cybersecurity technology. So for those of you that are looking for help, make sure you talk to our team about the new ConnectWise Partner Program, where we will do security with you. If you missed the message, we've hired more than 50 colleagues to help you drive cybersecurity, looking at marketing readiness, business readiness, and even technical readiness, and then go into market talking to your clients. So look, regardless of your role when it comes to running your business and why you're here today, we know and understand the challenges you face every day in running your business. We've been doing this with you now for a very long time. And our teams are laser focused on helping you actually drive your vision of success with cybersecurity. So what is ConnectWise doing? What's actually on the plate that we've been working towards to ultimately help you control the chaos? Well, we started by creating an ecosystem of tools, of programs, of education to help you jumpstart your cybersecurity business. We wrote, as we mentioned before, the MSP Plus Cybersecurity Framework. It's a guide of best practices aligned to MSPs. But it's okay if you want to follow NIST or CIS. They all work together. They all have a lot of the same components. We just align it to you, our partners, so it's easy to consume and easy to implement. But even better than the framework, we wrote the playbooks. We wrote 450 pages of cybersecurity goodness to help your team build out your practice. If you didn't know that these exist, one, they're free, and two, again, go by the Genius Bar and get access to them. They're available to everybody here. They will help you figure out the why, the how, the measurement, the reporting of what it looks like to implement, quality enterprise cybersecurity. And did I mention? Those can be used to help build your SOPs, right? Figure out how you're going to actually execute security, document it for your teams. It's all there for you guys to use. Now, we back it with IT Nation certified courses. We've got fundamentals for sales and fundamental for engineers. I'm curious, how many of you have been through our certified courses? Bunch of hands. Good or bad? Did it help the business? Yeah. By the way, it's free. Well, no, it's not free. You got to spend a day crash coursing. But we deliver these live every month on a virtual stream, and they are now officially available in the ConnectWise University for on-demand. So you can put your entire team through them and help level up your team when it comes to security. Our teams are streamlining the tech stack. We're working to help you better manage the cybersecurity chaos. So we're working across all ConnectWise products to build and actually tie meaningful cybersecurity integrations across all of our products like Manage, Automate, Command, Brightgauge, and even Sell. And I get it. This is a lot of information. You're probably already on overload. I'm like, hey, Jay, this is too much. So there's one thing I want to make sure that you get from us today. ConnectWise is committed to working for you, our partners in the IT nation, to enable you and your teams towards cybersecurity success. Look, I always end the same way, so it's kind of fun, but just know that we are truly committed for working for you, in this environment. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay secure. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Wes Spencer, up to the stage.
Why, hello there, my friends. Wes Spencer here. I have had so many good conversations with you guys. After being like a year of cooped up, I can't tell you how exciting it is to have conversations and chat with all of you. And if I've not met you yet, hey there, my name is Wes Spencer. I came over from the Perch acquisition, and it's really, really good to be with you. I have some things I am personally very excited about, and I promise you that you too are going to be likewise excited. So I'm going to try to hold off and talk about a couple things first, as all good people should do in the tease. So first of all, little Perchy is getting settled into the ConnectWise nest, kind of nestling in there next to Owly, and I don't know, could I actually call him Owly, Jason? I'm just going to call him Owly. So Perchy and Owly are having a good time, and I've been thinking a lot about the journey that you have had as a partner. I've had the privilege of spending 4 years at Perch thinking about your journey, thinking about what you're going through, and the opportunity to be focused on you, the partner, is a huge privilege for me personally. So I want to say thank you for that. And as I think through your journey, I would say this. I think that you as MSPs have gone through more in the cybersecurity landscape than any other industry out there. And I've worked with most of them. If you don't know, I come from a banking background, for example. I would say you guys in the past 5 years, you look at the journey you've gone down, you look at the challenges you've faced, you've looked at what you've had to overcome. It's been monumental. You know that. You know the challenges that you've gotten through. And if we kind of throw this into like a boxing analogy, and I did this in the threat report that you see right here referenced. And by the way, that threat report is free. Go download it today. Anyone seen it, taken a look at it? Hopefully they got some hands. Yes, good. Go check that out. It's awesome. I was kind of trying to think through, how do I describe what we went through? And I used a boxing analogy. I think originally we were up against the ropes. I think if we're all honest with ourselves, and we're all kind of frank of what did I, when all of this happened in 2017 and 2018, we see these buffalo jump attacks where you as MSPs are being hit and all of your clients. We were not prepared. Let's just be honest. We weren't, most of us. Yet I think we fought back. I think seeing the maturity that's grown among you of understanding what security really looks like, how we go down this journey of maturing ourselves, is pretty awesome. And so we've been thinking about that quite a bit. We've been working through, in the threat report, just what you've had to go through. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to give you some key outcomes from this. And I want to start with this. So I was a poor kid growing up. I was a kid of the 80s, and I was an Atari generation kid. Not because Atari was the latest, greatest, but it's all my family could afford. So I grew up on the world's worst video game. You guys know what that is? E.T.? That game was really, really bad. I think Netflix, the documentary, even showed it. It was the worst game ever. So I always wanted to play Nintendo. You guys know the Nintendo Entertainment System. My family couldn't afford it, so the only way I could get my hands on it was to go to a friend's house. And man, my world was rocked because that whole system was incredible. Games like Mario, Super Metroid, Mega Man, the greatest games ever. But there was one game that was better than all of them. I dare say one of the top 10 games of all time. You guys know what that is? Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, going against Iron Mike himself. See, this is the day, not like Minecraft, which I do love, where like, you better get it right or you're starting all over again. And I'm telling you, when I would go to my friend's house, I could button mash my way to Iron Mike, you know, just whack, 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 and usually I could get there, maybe a couple dodges or two. But you don't beat Iron Mike by button mashing. The only way you get past him, and by the way, I just showed you the gif of like how you beat him, so you're welcome, those of you that are like going back to retro games like me. There's a way to beat him. There's a path to beat him. You have to do it the right way or you're going to fail every time. And I think cybersecurity is a lot like that. I really do. I don't think we button mash our way to success in security. I've gone through this as a practitioner, gone through it with you in your journey. The pathway has been described for us. You see, there's frameworks out there that have had thousands of people hours that have been put into them that give us that path to success. You look at what Jay talked about, the MSP Plus framework, great example of that. You need to go check that out and dive into it if you haven't already. So this is, you know, I think about this and I think, you know, we're kind of like Mac in this picture. You guys know his name's Mac? His name's Mac. You know, he's small, he's undersized, doesn't really have a great punch, not fast, but he's got this up here, right? And he's learned the right way to beat the game. And I think we largely are in the same boat. And so I want to encourage you with that, make you think about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is some predictions. So the report we did man, it's a long time ago, like 2.5 years ago I started writing it. For last year's report, we made 3 predictions. All of them came true in their own time. I don't have time to talk about those, but I do want to talk about the predictions we have for this year. Now look, you don't have to call me like Westerdamus or anything, although I might like answer to that. And I've always wanted to like touch Craig's crystal ball, but he won't let me, so I won't. So I'm going to give you a couple of, or just one prediction from the report. You have to read the report for the rest, and it's this. The age of regulation for the MSP has come. Now that could be shocking for some of you. Some of you are like, yeah, I've seen this coming too. I want to talk about what I think it might look like. I want to talk about where I see this going. Having come from the banker's side, I've worked with and dealt with this personally for a good portion of my career. So the first way that this may happen is simply this: cyber insurance continuing to centrally control. See, you guys know this. In the good old days, getting cyber insurance was like 3 things. Do I have a business name? Do I have an address? And can I fog that mirror? And if I can, I've got insurance. There's like Oprah out there, right? Like, you get insurance. You get insurance. Yes, you get insurance. Like, you all get it, right? It's that easy. And what do we know? Every single one of you, if I brought you up here, you would attest, yeah, those days are gone. It is nowhere close to that easy. It's much more expensive, way more things I have to attest to, way more complicated and challenging. Why? Because insurance companies know this. They're in for profit too, just like you. The last thing that they want to do is just chuck out insurance and continue to pay out ransoms. They know that. We know that. So we're going to continue to see them drive the needle, and we may see them continue to eventually put enough teeth in it to where they drive the standards we see. Second way, this is by no means the one I think any of us want in the room, unless you're crazy, is federal government. Jay mentioned this a little bit earlier. We're seeing the wheels begin to turn. See, here's the deal with regulators, because I've worked with FDIC, OCC, SEC, like all the C's that are out there. And let me tell you one thing I've learned. They move super slow, but it's like a big boulder. Once you start pushing that boulder, it is almost impossible to stop. And guess what? We're seeing the beginnings of this. You look at what's happened in Louisiana. I know some people here from Louisiana that can attest to this. State of Louisiana is saying, look, if you're a state agency, and you use an MSP, you must report it. Why? Because we need to know in the event of a breach. You look at, as Jay mentioned, what's happening in the federal circles. I was reading news about it this morning. It's continuing to be a buzz. You see President Biden's executive order where IT providers are mentioned. Here's what's staggering about that. It's less about you being mentioned and more the fact that you are mentioned, right? Like, they know who you are now. You're not some unknown industry that they have no idea who you are. We know now, and they know now, the importance of managed providers of all kinds, especially IT providers. So that's the second way. The third way would be my choice, self-regulation. What might that look like? We can have these conversations this week. We have conduits with our friends like CompTIA ISAL. that we can talk with and get together and say, what could this look like? And here's the good news. We have a lighthouse for that. What is that lighthouse? PCI. You see, back in the 2000s, they got really tired of all of the card fraud they had, so the major issuers got together and said, enough is enough. We're going to centralize and control standards around this whole world. Could that happen? I don't know. But it starts with conversations, and I want to seed that to you guys as well. So there's one of my big, bold predictions from the Perch Threat Report. And I would love to know what you think about it. I'd love to have conversations this week with all of you about it. So let's talk acquisitions for a minute. You heard Jason mention the acquisitions that have happened, Stratizm, Perch, Continuum before that. One thing I have learned with acquisitions is it gives us resources. It gives us capabilities and opportunities to seize. And I'm excited about that. See, at Perch, I remember, and those of you that are Perch that are here in the room with me know this, we used to have these dream sections, like, it'd be so cool to do this, it'd be so cool to do that. But they were just dreams, because as a startup, you're always hampered by lack of resources, right? It's part of being a startup. So I want to talk about something that I am really, really excited about. And I think you're going to be excited about it too. With these resources come opportunities, as I said. And today, I am very privileged and excited to announce to you the creation of the ConnectWise Cyber Research Unit. The CRU for short is what we call it. You may be wondering, what the heck is the CRU? It's a threat research group. There's a lot of them that are out there, but most of them are focused on the Fortune 500. Most of them are focused on large enterprise. They don't know you. They certainly don't know down market. And so sometimes we struggle with, like, I wish someone would be focused on me. And this is what we're doing at the CRU. It's come and been created out of our background at Perch, and I am super duper excited. So what is it going to look like for you? You probably asked that question, and I think it's a good one. So here's the way you can think about this. Few things I'll just mention. First is security content. See, at ConnectWise, we're literally seeing millions of alerts every year. So why not take all of this, turn it into actionable intelligence and data from it? And this is not new, by the way. We've been doing this for years, but we're formalizing this, giving you the ability to see signatures that you can use, alerts and SIM rules that you can use. And we're already doing this. If you've seen Perch threat reports, we've been doing this for a long time. You'll see us say, here's a signature. If you're using Snort, roll it out. If you've got Perch, it's already baked in. So we're big on that. You're going to see that continue. You're going to see that grow, continue to see that more sophisticated. Second is automation. You know, one of the things I like to talk about is we're very much machine-driven, but human-led. You don't handle millions of alerts in a pipeline unless you have a lot of automation behind the scenes. Now, that's a complex topic to talk about, but I'll just leave it with this. There's no way that humans can do all of the work. In fact, we make our humans best when we get rid of the noise and let them focus on what matters. That's how you find interesting things. If you go back and you look at what Perch found with the KSN botnet way back years ago, those things were found by humans doing the analysis. And that, to me, is what's so exciting. And we would love to talk to you more about how that automation works at the booth. Third, what's most exciting to me is research. The research element is really, really exciting because it gives us the capability to see into the behaviors, activities, and actions that bad guys are doing. So how do we do that? It's pretty simple. We do a lot of things already. We're crawling out, whether it's like chatter from bad guys, whether it's on Twitter feeds, which, believe it or not, they use, whether it's grabbing their own malware, detonating it in our sandboxes, and using that against them to understand what is evolving, changing, and maturing in their landscape, so we can take that and put research into this to show what we're seeing in the world around us, or emerging incidents like we've seen in the news of late. Lastly is intelligence, giving you the ability to be hooked into what matters when it matters most, and working with federal government partners, working with the CompTIA ISAO. We're all in this together. It's not about ConnectWise. It's about you, the partner, and giving you that capability. But wait, there's more. I always wanted to say that. Thank you, Steve Jobs. It's like a check mark now on my list. I didn't want to just talk about the CRU and walk off the screen. We have something for you. Would you guys like to know what that is? I thought so. So along with the CRU, we're also announcing this right here, the ConnectWise CRU threat feed. This is available for free. This is available right now, and there is the link. I knew I'd see phones come out. I knew I'd see people take pictures of it. Good, use it. This is a threat feed that we've created out of years of research and years of work. It's actionable and it's usable today. We would love for you to dive into it. It's on GitHub. If you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to take action on it, Bryson Metlock, our senior research person, is here today and in the booth, will be in the booth, and would love to talk with you about it. This is completely ungated and free for you. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. We are excited about taking the data that we're seeing in the world around us and sharing it back with you, our partners. So check out the ConnectWise CRU threat feed. I am super duper duper pumped about it, and it's going to be awesome, and I want to know what you guys think as well. By the way, our research team is constantly doing deep diving into the dankest of dark webs. And you know what? They told me something. They said, we found something, Wes, in our deep, dank, dark web researching. And I said, what is that? And they said, we found something really sketchy. I said, oh, really? Something I could share on screen? And they said, oh, yeah. I said, what is it? They said, well, there's this 12-year-old kid that we found named Craig Fulton. I said, oh, really? I said, yes, we were looking through and discovered this right here, this Nintendo fan club. This is before Nintendo Power, my friends. Nintendo fan club magazine that we found right here, 1987 edition. And we found evidence of Mr. Fulton, as you see, writing into Nintendo fan club magazine. And I was like, well, that's kind of incredible. And they said, wait till I find out what we have on you. I said, nope, that's enough. We're good. Close it out. We're moving on. So I am so excited about the CRU. And as I close, you may feel like this. We've been talking about controlling the chaos, and you may feel like my security journey is like this. Where the heck am I even supposed to go? I'm lost. If that's you, I get it. I've been in your shoes before. Security is often that way. You know what I think we really need is this. I think we need, I love roundabouts because I feel comfortable in them. We need more of them in America. They've been proven to be effective. You need this ability to say, oh, I can get through this. I can just get to the roundabout. Any direction I need to go, I understand the way to go. And what's at the center? It's you. You're at the center, and we are right alongside you at ConnectWise. For you, the benefit of the partner is what it's all about. And speaking of the partner, I am excited and privileged to announce and bring up my good friend, Natalie Suarez.
Thank you so much, Wes, for inviting me to be here today. Like Wes, I joined ConnectWise with the Perch acquisition at the end of last year. And I have a technical background with more than 20 years of experience working as both a systems and a software engineer for the Department of Defense and also in the private sector. At Perch, my core responsibility was working with information sharing communities to educate their members on the benefits of using Perch to protect both their IT and OT networks. And now I have the opportunity to do the same thing here at ConnectWise. However, what I enjoy most about my work at ConnectWise is getting to connect with partners like you, both here in the room and virtually. Hi, everyone. So I was recently speaking with a partner, and we got into a conversation about the challenges he's been facing both recruiting and retaining skilled cyber team members. We've been talking about this talent crisis for years, but it's never been so crushing as now. Let me see a show of hands. How many of you, both virtually and in the room, are dealing with the talent shortage? Thank you. Like Craig mentioned earlier, the talent shortage is real and it is multi-pronged. One, hiring is expensive. As we move to our new normal, with more and more people working from home, working remotely, not only do you have to compete for top talent locally, but now you could be competing with national opportunities, and you could be dealing with compensation packages that are way out of your reach. Two, it's very expensive to keep the talent. You've worked hard to find them, to train them, to get them certified. And it's a constant investment to make sure they're happy and to keep them from jumping ship. 3, you still need to extend your in-house team. Cyber criminals work 24/7. They do not take days off, they do not take vacation, and heck, they don't even sleep. As a small to medium-sized business, you cannot be expected to work around the clock. It's just not sustainable, and you certainly can't expect that from your team. These are the cyber talent challenges we're facing. They are very real, and the threats are constant. You simply cannot do it alone. So, if you're all familiar with Perch, then the analogy I'm about to share with you should be no surprise. Let's talk about the flock. It is a well-known fact that animals work together for the common good, whether it's herds, packs, prides, flocks. All it takes is one animal in a group to perceive a threat, communicate that threat to the rest of the group, and they will all work together in unison, a partnership, to create a safe space. For those of us here in the room in beautiful Florida, think of the last time you went to the beach and you saw a flock of seagulls. That's not right. Not the 80s group. Much better. This picture makes me think of my grandkids, in particular my grandson. He will see that one bird, that one seagull, on the edge of the flock, just minding its own business, and he will charge towards it. As that seagull perceives that beautiful little threat headed his way, he will communicate that to the rest of the flock, and they will all get out safely together. Since I came from Perch, I'm just going to extend that analogy a little farther. Let's talk about parrots. Did you know that parrots do not have a designated leader? As they are flying in formation, as one bird tires, another seamlessly takes over. They keep moving, they stay safe, and they take care of one another. It's a partnership for the common good. The flock is stronger together. Just as it takes a flock to fly safely, it takes a partnership to succeed in cybersecurity. We are here to be your flock. There's an information sharing community just for you, the CompTIA ISAL. Of course, we have the IT Nation, and what I am most excited to tell you about is the new ConnectWise Partner Program that we are launching with cybersecurity. You can think of the Partner Program as a flock of experts, resources, tools, and offerings committed to building and delivering successful cyber solutions for your customers. By partnering with ConnectWise, you're going to become part of a community driven by the shared goal to create value for your end clients. We're going to help protect that client base that you have worked so hard to build. Plus, as a ConnectWise partner, you can choose to self-manage your journey, or you can work with your dedicated partner delivery manager to guide each step of your personalized journey, develop, grow, and sustain your managed cybersecurity practice. In addition, we have a partner portal. This is your one-stop shop that allows you to manage all of your partnership resources and empowers you to deliver those solutions directly to your customers. Through the portal, you will have immediate access to tools, assets for training, webinars, marketing campaigns, demos, certifications, and more. The partner program will give you the resources you need, and we will be with you every step of this journey. At the end of the day, we want to help drive recurring revenue, expand your client relationships, and help you attract new ones. This partner program is built to support your business growth together, plus address the challenges that Craig, Jay, and Wes spoke about, the challenges we are all facing. I am so excited to have you join our partner program community. We are already at 100 members and growing. There is so much more I could tell you about the partner program, much more than I could in this short period of time. So let me level with you. We need to practice. Join a capture the flag. You can think of this as Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for cybersecurity. Meet with an expert. The partner development managers are at the partner program booth. They gave me a tongue twister. Do not reinvent the wheel. The partner program breakout starts right after this keynote. Look, don't take my word for it. I'm going to bring Craig back on the stage with a ConnectWise partner. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Wow, cool. Nintendo Fun Club. Was anybody else a member of that? Hey, we got one right here, charter member. Could have been worse. Could have seen my letters to the Paula Abdul fan club. Straight up now, tell me. Okay. Look, this is the IT Nation. You're at IT Nation Secure. But IT Nation is a community. It's the partners. This wouldn't be an event if we didn't have our partner out here. We have a subject matter expert, just like you, that has done amazing things in cybersecurity. I'd like to welcome to the stage Tim Weber of ADNET. Tim, come on out. All right. Okay, Tim, IT Nation, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, so ADNET Technologies, a 30-year-old now, MSP, focused in the Northeast, based in the Northeast. Focus areas in 3 areas: cloud, managed IT, and of course, security. Security practice started almost 10 years ago, back in 2012, but 2018, we really took a gigantic leap when we carved it out as its own separate business unit. Started out with 2 of us, we're now up to 4, with 2 more coming on board this summer.
And you have just made a really big announcement, right?
We did. We're really excited last week to announce that we're actually, given the success of our security practice, we're actually carving it off into its own separate business called Mock Blue Defense. We did that for 2 reasons. Speaking to your point earlier about just the amazing amount of opportunity that's out there, we're seeing it come from every direction. But the other reason was to help MSPs. You know, we see, and we've seen over the past couple years that a lot of MSPs are at different spots in the journey, so we wanted to set up a platform, for lack of a better term, that allowed other MSPs to leverage the security expertise and skills and talents that we've developed over the years.
Okay, so I hear this question a lot, the audience, I know what they're thinking. What was the first step you really took? What did it take to get going?
I mean, really the first step was to make that bet, to focus and to commit to doing it. We took one of our more senior engineers, a gentleman by the name of Eric, who ton of passion around security. I got tapped from a leadership standpoint, moved out of an existing role. So we made an investment and we just built it from there.
Okay, and then, right, all roads are a little rocky. Tell us some of the challenges you had in making this happen.
Yeah, so I think probably the biggest challenge is that you actually have to learn a whole new language. It's about risk, and risk is inherently a business discussion, not a technical discussion. So it goes beyond, obviously we have to train the security specialists, we had to train our sales team, but we had to make sure that those risk discussions were driven all the way through the organization, so everybody felt comfortable with being able to explain it to clients, how to best avoid it in different situations, because you're only strong as the weakest link, so it's got to be rock solid.
Right, so you adopted a culture of cybersecurity
Absolutely.
in a company. We talk about this all the time. I hear partners even working within their customers to get them to adopt a culture of cybersecurity. So, Tim, what's a big takeaway you can give the audience here, something they should do? I
mean, I think the biggest takeaway is once you've decided you're going to do it, is pick what you're going to do. Security is such a wide open space, again, so much opportunity, but it can be daunting. So pick what you're going to do, and then find organizations, whether it's MSSPs like us, ConnectWise. ConnectWise have been a great partner for us because we decided early on that we didn't want our own SOC. So we've been able to leverage that over the years, and it's created tremendous value for us.
Okay, and look, if you want to meet Tim, you want to talk to Tim, you have a session going on?
I've got a session tomorrow morning, 8:30 to 9, where kind of go through how we built out our practice, go into a little bit more detail than we can do here in 5 minutes. But I'm around all week. Be happy to sit down and talk with anybody to go through it.
All right, you heard it here. Look, he was a partner just like you, sat out in that audience one day, took the first step. Congratulations, Tim. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Good to see you here.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Okay. Look, we've talked a lot up here. Gone over, as always. Wouldn't be IT Nation if we didn't do that. There's a lot of stuff, okay? Point your cameras at this thing. Go to the link. We got a lot of materials that we've worked on to help you. Let's do a quick recap. Jason came out here, talked about the current environment, what we've done at ConnectWise. I talked about the chaos, the opportunities. Jay came out, talked about his business and his path, the opportunities for you in cybersecurity. Wes talked about the cybersecurity research unit. Natalie focused on the partner program. Tim's in that partner program. Okay? So just make sure you get that. And look, IT Nation, it's not just IT Nation Secure. So if this is your first event, just know we're doing so much more. We're investing in this community. We have Explore coming. That kicks off July 22nd. This is our big partner conference. We want you and your employees and your colleagues to come and learn how to use more of the platform so you can focus on what you love and less on the administrative stuff. July 22nd, and then 3 weeks of training, 12 hours a day. I gotta laugh. See, No, it's just a couple hours a day for a couple days a week. We're gonna have it segmented on, sales and marketing, finance operations, and tech, right? Do it, check it out. Oh, and those tuned in, right, from the land down under. G'day, mates. Andrew, Nick, we're coming. Gold Coast, I wish we could all go, right? We're gonna be in Australia at the Gold Coast, the ANZ bubble that's happening there. We're gonna do Connect there. We're gonna bring everybody together. That's gonna be awesome. We'll have our team in Sydney coming to do that. Right? Then we'll be back here in Orlando in November for the leading industry conference, IT Nation Connect, where we will have all of the business leaders here. We'll talk about what we've learned, what we're doing, and where we're going. Good times. And look, I'm proud of this community. I've been a part of it for 13 years. I even got a tattoo of the torch right here. Anybody want to get one of those with me? I said last year, if we can get 10,000 people to Virtual Explore, I'll get a tattoo, and then we did. I said, if we get 1,000 people here, I'll get a tattoo right here of an owl. No, I didn't do it. But look, if you're proud and you want to show it off, we've got a gear store, IT Nation Outfitters. Look, and if you're like me, right, that's why I had the wardrobe change. I got my shirt, I got my hat, I wear this thing everywhere. Look, like Wes was saying, this is like Oprah, right? We got a hat for you. Pay attention right now. If this hits you, we're not, right? Show off the hat. Oh, look at this. Oh, all right. And then look, right outside here, we've got a couple t-shirts to give away. Show your pride. This is your community, IT Nation. IT Nation Secure. And look, I wear this thing. If you go somewhere cool this summer, I hear everyone's traveling this summer. I love the Outer Banks. I went and saw this, wore the hat. Tag it. I would love to see it. You'll hear from me, I promise you. If you wear one of these things, you'll hear from me. But it's great. Hey, look, as my buddy Vanilla Ice told me on my birthday, you got to grind if you're going to shine. Have a great IT Nation Secure. Thank you for coming.